Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars have great potential. Last season was the first season that Doug Peterson was the head coach with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it was a major success. Not only did they win their division, they won a lot of close games, which changed the culture with this team within a year. And they didn't just win a regular playoff game. They came back from a huge deficit against the Los Angeles Chargers, and they competed very well against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this Jacksonville Jaguars team has a lot of potential moving forward, and they can make some noise right now. Now, obviously, last season, they were able to win their division. I do still believe that them and the Tennessee Titans are in the running to see who will win that division. But regardless, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars being a playoff team. And this time, I believe they can win a playoff game if they can stay healthy. They are extremely young, and it was the first time Trevor Lawrence in the system with Doug Peterson. And to start off last season, they didn't start off too hot. But after the Denver Broncos game, something clicked for Trevor Lawrence, and they got into the motion, and everything got set up very well for this team. They have a lot of good young players, and they have a transcendent quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. I like the offensive line, but I am worried about one position on the offensive line. That's the tackle position. Cam Robinson is going to be suspended for 6 games because of a PED issue. But you're going to be bringing in a rookie, Anton Harrison. I don't know how he's going to look day one with this team. And the biggest thing with the Jacksonville Jaguars, you have to keep Trevor Lawrence healthy. Now, I do have a lot of faith in Doug Peterson finding a way to still keep Trevor Lawrence protected, whether it's doing a lot of play action bootlegs or just getting Trevor Lawrence outside the pocket. But to see Trevor Lawrence from his rookie season to last season, it was a complete day and night change. He looks like one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. And I do believe when season ends, he will be in the same conversation with guys like Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. And if not in that conversation, he'll just be a tier below. 25 touchdowns to 8 interceptions last season. In the back half of the season, he was extremely good, and they have good talent around him. Travis Etienne is a very good running back, and they drafted Tank Bigsby as well. Tank Bigsby is a very good physical running back that can come in and be a very good power back for you in short yardage situation. 215 pounds coming out of Auburn, and he gives you a nice counterpart to Travis Etienne. And Travis Etienne is very good. Averaged 5 yards a carry last season, 1,125 rushing yards, and 5 touchdowns. But now you can take some of those carries away from Travis Etienne. He had 220 carries, and I do believe that you can put him into a role to where he can catch the football at the backfield even more. We saw him do that at Clemson, and he missed all of his rookie season due to a foot injury. I think you can resort back to what he was doing at college at Clemson. And if he can be that dual threat running back for you, that'll be awesome for this team, because they're going to need the weapons around Trevor Lawrence, and they're going to need those matchup abilities. And speaking of weapons, they went out and traded for Calvin Ridley at the trade deadline last year. Calvin Ridley is extremely good. The last time we saw him on the field, he was playing for the Atlanta Falcons, and he's a very good #1 wide receiver in the NFL. Very smooth and very good at running routes, and he's very fast as well. But he missed all last season due to a gambling issue. I think that may take some time for him to get into the groove of things, because he did miss a whole year of football action. But when he gets into the groove, you got to watch out for this offense, because you're pairing him up with Christian Kirk, who had a very good season last season. And a lot of analysts were saying that Christian Kirk was highly overpaid. He's not a true #1. Last season, he looked like a true #1 wide receiver. 1,108 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns. And Evan Ingram had a career resurgence that offered him a nice deal moving forward, a 3-year contract extension. He had a breakout season last season, 766 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. And the biggest thing with Evan Ingram in the past, he wasn't able to catch the football. He comes over his first year with Trevor Lawrence. He was a security blanket for this guy. So you have a nice plethora of weapons around Trevor Lawrence, and you still have Zay Jones as well, who's a sneaky good wide receiver. 823 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. So you're putting the weapons around Trevor Lawrence, and he should be well protected as well. And you finally have a coach that you put a lot of faith in, that is a major upgrade over Urban Meyer from a couple seasons ago. Now, their defense, They're still young, but you have some star players. Tyson Campbell is a very good corner in the NFL, and he has potential to be one of the best corners in the NFL. Last season was a very good season for him. You have Devin Lloyd, who is a very good linebacker and who just makes plays, had 3 interceptions last season, and is also good at stopping the run as well at the inside backer position. You have Josh Allen, who comes off the edge. I expect for him to take a step up. 7 sacks last season, 4 forced fumbles. Let's see him take it to the next level. That's what he's going to have to do if he wants to get a contract extension with this team. I do see what he can do on the field. Sometimes he's blowing up the big run plays, but we need to see him go and get to the passer more often. And they also have Travon Walker. Now, Travon Walker is a very interesting prospect. A lot of guys were saying, why would you take him over Aiden Hutchinson? He is an athletic freak, but he is still not at his full potential just yet. He's amazing against stopping the run, and that's what he did against Derrick Henry. And we saw what he did in that Titans game. Even though the Titans were beat up, he were pushing offensive linemen back into Derrick Henry, and he was just taking Derrick Henry on one-on-one. He's an amazing run stopper. Can he develop as a pass rusher? And towards the end of the season, he was getting to the quarterback. He just wasn't finishing the plays. He's still young and he's still a project, but I think he still has that high upside to be a very good pass rusher in the NFL. And just because he doesn't get those sack numbers doesn't mean he isn't effective on the field. He makes his presence known with his sprint and his athleticism and how fast he is off the edge, and he opens up things for other guys on this defensive line and the linebackers around him. I like having Roy Robert Harrison as well. Very good run stopper. And so as Devon Hamilton as well. So they have a solid defense with some solid pieces, and these guys will only continue to get better. That's why I say they have great potential. Last season was just a sneak peek of what this team can do long term. I do believe in the next couple of years they will be competing with the Kansas City Chiefs on that level for sure. And we saw them compete against the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. It was one play to Christian Kirk. He dropped the ball. It was a deep bomb. If he catches that ball, maybe we're talking about a whole different game plan and a whole different game against the Kansas City Chiefs in general. And maybe they find a way to squeak out a victory against the Kansas City Chiefs. But we saw them in these comeback victories. They went for 2 against the Baltimore Ravens, and they also had some nice victories as well when you talk about that Ravens game and that Tennessee Titans game towards the end of the season as well, and that amazing game against the Los Angeles Chargers. I believe that Trevor Lawrence and this team is here to stay, and I do believe it's going to be a race between them and the Tennessee Titans, and they may edge the Tennessee Titans out if they're fully healthy. Let me know what you guys think about Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville Jaguars in the comment section below. But it is finally so nice to see the Jacksonville Jaguars finally have a true franchise quarterback after having to deal with Blake Bortles for so long. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, when each and every last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.